G'day everybody, welcome back to another episode of Crafted by Tim. Today I got an awesome project for you guys. We're going to be making a rifle sling out of leather. It's going to be really awesome. I have really high hopes for this. But first, I'm going to be trying a few different things that I haven't really tried before with leather. I'm going to be working with a few different materials. So there's a little bit of a backstory to why I'm working with these different materials. And why I'm doing it the way that I'm doing it. I'll try and make this as quick as possible, but I'm doing this for a friend who's asked me to make this rifle sling. So this is basically how that conversation went down. Hey, so I just found your YouTube channel. I didn't know you were doing YouTube. Yeah, I'm doing YouTube. So what do you think? Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. I just watched that video where you like made that leather knife sheath for Luke. Oh yeah, that was pretty fun. Yeah, would you be able to like make me one? Sure. It might take me a little while to get around to though. Oh, actually, would you be able to make me a rifle sling? Sure, I could do that. Okay, well, is there anything that you want actually put on the sling or any specifics? Can you like carve something into it or something? Sure, I can try my best, but I've never really done much leather carving before, so I'm not entirely sure how well that'll go. But actually, could you also put like some bullet loops on it? I can do bullet loops, but I'll need an empty bullet casing. I'll bring one around tomorrow. So then the next day my friend came around and he dropped off his bullet casing. It's a 30-30 Winchester. So I then took a hacksaw blade to it and just cut a little slot in it, so made sure that it complied with West Australian laws. The next thing that I needed to do was take some measurements off the actual live round. And whilst I was doing that, my friend was having a little bit of a look at some of the stuff that I had lying on the table, which was all my leather working stuff and some of the scraps of leather that I had, as well as a bag. What is this? For those of you who live in America, you may not know what an Aussie possum looks like. And for those of you who live on this side of the world, you may not know what an American possum looks like. This is an American possum. And this is an Australian possum. Aww. Anyway, possums in Australia are more or less, for the most part, protected. But don't worry, it's okay. These possums aren't from Australia. They're actually from New Zealand because they're basically the exact same possum. Anyway, so whilst my mom and dad were in New Zealand, they actually visited a possum factory? No, tannery. And they were actually able to pick me up a bunch of offcuts.
Watch, it's like this. And then you put it in this bag. Easy. Here you go, you have a go. Would you want to try something else? Yes, please.
My friend asked me, could I include any possum? Because possum is very soft, super soft. And of course I said, yeah. After that I realized that I didn't actually have any leather that was going to be big enough to make this sling out of. And I had to duck down to Western Leathercraft to see whether or not I could get something that would do the job suitably. So in comes this stuff. It's a vegetable tan leather, and it's, well, that's pretty well all that I know about it. I think it's cow, but I'm not entirely sure. Regardless, I know it's leather, and it's 2mm, and that's about it. That's all I need to know anyway. Now the length that I have here is obviously not long enough to do the entire sling, or it would be if I cut it into strips and then join those said strips together. Now my original plan was to make the entire thing out of just one continuous piece of leather. So here we have about 140 centimeters. I believe this stuff is called Western style, and I'm not entirely sure what that process is, but it essentially makes the leather slightly stronger and way more flexible. So it's actually a really soft leather, and I reckon it's going to be perfect for this project. So without any further ado, let's actually jump straight into the planning process of this, and then the making. This thing looks awesome. It actually looks really, really good. I'm super excited about finishing it. I think that there are a few spots that could probably use improvement and stuff like that if I was to do another one. But overall, I'm really, really happy with it. The bolt loops work really well. Now, as of right now, my friend is currently in, well, he's at work. So he's not going to be back in Perth for another 2 weeks. I can't actually strap this to his rifle just yet, but when I do, I will make sure to actually post some pictures as to it being attached. And if the thumbnail of this video changes to this sling actually on the rifle, then chances are, if you're looking to do this, there'll be a few links and a few notes in the either the description or in the comment section. That's the little things that he finds need to be changed to make it more user-friendly or whatever. Anyway, so if you're looking to try out this project yourself, I'll talk quickly about some of the places that I had problems. And one of the main points was here, putting in fur. I don't really know how to do fur. It's super puffy. Obviously there's a lot of padding there, so that it means that if you're trying to get a really nice flush fit up, you have to shave off some of the fur around the edges so that your edges meet up. Basically, this was the most difficult and frustrating part, and it just took a really long period of time for me to get it right. The bolt loops turned out really nicely. The carving was very difficult, but I managed to push through and I ended up with a really nice result, I think. I'm really hoping that this lasts a really long time. By the way, if you guys have any suggestions on how you would make this slightly different, slightly better, whatever, feel free to leave your comments down below. I always love hearing constructive criticism. You know, be civil and all the rest of it, but whatever. Open dialogue, say what you want. If you think that this is terrible, let me know, because I'd love to hear your reasoning and anything like that. Anyway, I'm super excited about how this actually turned out. If you like this video, please do remember that I'm a small growing channel and I really appreciate your support. It's got really red in here for some reason. Anyway, if you like this video, please leave a like. It really helps out the channel. If you're new here and you like this sort of stuff, subscribe, because chances are there'll probably be more. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Remember guys, stay safe, happy crafting, and as always, cheers. I'll see you all in the next episode.